I have this new product called Tmat that I am working on installing in the truck here. It is a modular type system. This is a 12 by 12 piece. And then here's another piece that's like 2 inches by 12. And so for my configuration, I would use 4 panels across, 4 12 panels, and one 2-inch, and then that fits perfectly in my Rambox configuration. And one thing that's interesting as you put it together, I found, and you can do it multiple ways, but basically you just lock it in, which is really simple, and then I just usually take my mallet here and pop it in right around in here. I've done a couple of rows of this, getting ready to do some more, and I found you need to do 1 row at a time, and then you can connect the row together. Otherwise it would be a little difficult to attach if you try to do them individually as a pattern of more than just 1 row. So anyway, just keep that in mind as you use this product. But it goes together very easily, and I'm going to get busy and finish this out, do the preliminary step of just fitting it in there, and then I'm going to do some more stuff to it, which I'll show later in the video. Here I've got the mat in phase 1 layout. I've got it to where it fits inside the bed. I had this provided kit hardware that is a kind of ramp with some handles, which it comes in handy. You can actually slide this whole mat out. So I'm gonna put my spare tire back in that corner, and I think I'll be able to slide my spare out a little bit if I needed to, if I ever had to change it out on the trails. The other thing I did is I put another strip up at the very front. And there's one little section in the front corner. It's just a 2x2 that is not covered, but that's up in the corner near where the spare is, so it's not a big deal. So I'm going to get busy with doing some more test fitting and trying to get all the pieces together that I can use to organize my bed. One thing I'm going to do, and I'll show that, is I'm going to drill some holes down through in this section here. He's got a drill guide that he's provided that's available from the Tmat store. And so I'm going to use that guide, and I'll show you that in a second. And drill some holes in the perimeter of the mat. So if there's any water that comes in from the corners here, which occasionally there is, specifically when I wash my truck with a pressure washer, sometimes that water will come in some spots. That way the water will go through the mat and then onto the bed and not get trapped in here. So I'll in the corners I'll do at least four spots, and then I'll do a row all the way around and maybe a few more spots, but primarily in the perimeter of the mat. Here is the available drill guide. It's a nice piece that's I guess you could actually use it to drill multiple types of holes. I'm just going to drill one in the center, and it's you can use a 1/4-inch bit. It fits in there perfectly, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to set this just down in here and use that as a guide, and then drill these holes around the perimeter and keep moving on the project. I now have all the holes around the perimeter and a few extra spots in the corners. So that took a few minutes to drill all those holes, but it was relatively easy with the drill guide. Definitely recommend getting that drill guide if you are going to drill these holes in here, which is I would recommend to make sure everything drains out and doesn't trap the water in there. Overall looks pretty good so far, so I'm going to put the tire in there and check it out and see how it slides. Well, one of the items that I'm going to put on my Tmat cargo configuration is some of these little eye bolts. And I've got the mat flipped over right now, so I can put this nice little adapter in here. And I got these from Tmat. I don't know that they're available on the website accessories right now, but it's like a prototype, I believe. But I'm sure that they will be available soon enough. I am sure you could get them if you ask them for it. So I've got it right here. So this bolt will just drop down in here. It's a little 6mm bolt, and it's a 1/4-inch bolt would work the same. It's pretty close. It basically will lock in to the hex pattern, so it shouldn't turn. And then I'll drill a 1/4-inch hole right through where it's at right there, and then I'll put this this eye nut on the end of it, and that'll give me a location to strap down some items into the bed area where I need a little extra tie down area. So this is what the pieces look like installed from the back, and I've got the eye nuts on the other side, and we'll flip it around and take a look at the top. Here's the top view of that assembly. So I've got them down this line here, and the spare tire will be on the right side, so it will clear those. So when I have to pull that out, I will not hit those eye nut assemblies. One thing I found when putting the spare tire up onto the Tmat, it has got some pretty good friction because there's some nice texture here, which is good for keeping things from sliding around. But with the spare tire, it sticks to it a little bit better than it did to the bed itself with the spray-in bed liner. So what I've found, and what I'm trying, is I found these dollar placemats, little piece of plastic at the dollar store. And so I'm gonna set those underneath the tire, and I think that will help me slide the tire a lot easier across the mat. Well, that definitely makes that tire slide much easier. I got that piece of plastic underneath there. It's like a little dollar placemat you get at the dollar store, and I got one under each side of the tire, and that thing slides pretty readily. Check it out. Now, I would not be able to slide it that easily if it was just on top of the Tmat. So definitely keep those pieces in place to allow me to locate the tire. Well, that went back in there pretty easy when I pushed it. So definitely the placemat trick works pretty good to move the tire around a little easier on a Tmat. Tmat has these tight fit anchor adapters. This particular one with the lip on it is available for purchase on the accessory page. This one is a prototype. It's basically the same as the one with the lip, except of course it doesn't have the lip, so it sits down a little flush, more flush, and it has a little more meat in the back, so the bolt will not pull through, which has got plenty of material there. So what I'm doing is I'm using this prototype version, which can be available for purchase. I have some 6mm by 18mm socket head bolts here that I'm going to use to bolt this in, and then on the other side I've got a 6mm lock nut, and the hex sits in there pretty nice. It's sized for a 1/4 inch, but the 6mm works really good in this application. So either a 1/4 inch or 6mm nut or bolt would work in this configuration. Making this bracket assembly here to hold the front runner wolf pack box there, and I've done a couple of things here. Once I made an assembly with the tight fit prototype version of the bracket that comes with Tmat, and you can get those. They are available with special request, and so that fits down inside of there. And so to attach that, I got some an angle bracket from Amazon, which I can leave a link in the description, and I've got some 6mm hardware. In this case, it's a 6mm bolt that's 18mm long, and a 6mm lock nut and a washer. So one thing I did do, because I wanted it to be flush on the back here as I slide things across, is I actually purchased a milling bit of sorts right here, and it was fairly inexpensive, and it was from Amazon as well. So you just got to be careful how far you put it in, but actually I kind of just took my time with it, and I just recessed those holes in there, and actually fits pretty nicely, and it's definitely flush, and there's enough material left in there to hold everything in place. I'm gonna put this together, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm using one of the provided adapters. It's a loose fit adapter that comes with the Tmat cargo kit, and you can see it in the back corner there. I'm going to use that as I push this front runner box into the back to hold that in place. Here is the finished assembly. I've attached that, and it holds everything really tight, so I've added a couple of extra pieces on top of the front runner box. There's my toilet and a table that I've got strapped in with a bungee cord. I have some more of the cargo configuration completed. I've got this adapter here, which I got from Tmat. It's a tight fit adapter, and it's got basically it's a triangle, and that fit in there pretty well in this configuration and to hold this box in place. The other one I got from them, I actually cut off the end of it here because it was kind of sticking out past here, but it actually locks this box in here really tight with all the other boxes. And then I've got another front runner box stacked on top of this one and got it bungeed down. And I had the leftover piece that I cut off of that piece over there, and I kind of stuck it in here to kind of keep that in place. And I've got this as a loose fit adapter that works pretty good for there. So I've got my chainsaw pretty well secured in there, and then this Plano box right here, the small one, I'm going to carry my firewood in there and a few other things, whatever I can fit in that box. And then I've got my ladder here that's strapped in, and I've got at least a 5-gallon water container here. And behind that, I've got a chair and another table and a fire pit box, and all that fit in there readily. And I even have some room left over in the front, so I could take my diesel heater and other things. So yeah, I think I've got plenty of room in here now, and hopefully everything will stay securely in place with the Tmat cargo management system. Oh, and I used these provided adapters here to hold this water container in place, and it seems to do pretty good. I don't have any water in there now, but as soon as I fill that up, it'll get a little heavier, obviously, about 45-50 pounds worth. So that'll definitely hold in place. So, and I've got some room here for miscellaneous things if I want to have room for some garbage bags or whatever, whenever I have trash out on the trails, and pick that up. So yeah, I think overall this will work great. I tested the Tmat cargo management system recently. I went to a trip down in Florida, and everything held in place very well. And Jason's up in front of me, trying to see how fast I think it can go down in this Gladiator. Not sure. All of the mounts held in place. So the good news about the Tmat system is you can configure things however you like if you change things up. So I now have a different chair, smaller chair, that I'm going to take instead of the bigger one I had, and there was a table in there before that I'm not going to take. So I got plenty of space right through this corridor here, and I can put my water jug up there and have a good place for that. If you want to get your own Tmat system at tmat.com, check it out. They've got a great product, and they have all kinds of different mounts you can attach into this 2-inch grid system. And if you want to use a discount code, I've got Red Beast discount code, which would give you 10% off of your purchase. So I definitely like the product. It definitely works well, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing some more configurations with it and mounting some more things up in this corridor area and locking everything in place. Thanks for watching.